What if your mountain home worked just as well in July as it does in January? If you love the idea of skiing with the family in winter and then coming back in the summer for concerts, golf, hiking, and cool evenings on the patio, Beaver Creek makes that lifestyle surprisingly simple. But before buying here, there are a few things you should understand. In this video, we'll walk through what makes Beaver Creek a true four-season destination, the types of properties you can own here, how rentals work, and some of the key costs and management options owners should know about. If you're considering buying in Beaver Creek, this guide will give you a clear picture of how ownership really works. So let's dive in. Most ski towns are amazing for 3 months. Beaver Creek works for 4 seasons. Winter, reliable snow, and family-friendly design. Winter is where Beaver Creek built its reputation. The resort reaches a summit of about 11,440 feet and offers roughly 2,000 skiable acres with more than 3,000 feet of vertical drop. Extensive snowmaking also helps maintain consistent conditions throughout the season. But what really sets Beaver Creek apart is how family-friendly the experience is. Picture this. Beaver Creek's kind of like a birthday cake. It's flat on top, but it is steep on the sides. And what that means for the average and beginner skier is that you don't have to be an expert to ski at the top of the mountain. You can enjoy views of the Rockies from over 11,000 feet above sea level when you can comfortably ski green runs. Now, I've skied all over and I've yet to come across a mountain so beginner and child-friendly. In addition, you'll find full ski and snowboard schools, childcare options, and an easy-to-navigate village that makes traveling with kids much less stressful. And there are also traditions that make the experience memorable. Every afternoon, the village hosts the famous cookie time, where fresh chocolate chip cookies are handed out to skiers as they come off the mountain. And events like the Birds of Prey World Cup races, also bring international attention and strong early season energy to the resort. For many owners, winter is what first draws them here. But it is far from the only season worth visiting. Spring, bonus ski weeks. Late winter and early spring stay surprisingly busy. Between President's Week, spring break travel, and dependable snowmaking, many owners treat March as an extension of peak ski season. It's often sunny, warmer, the daylight lasts longer, and March is usually our snowiest month. That can mean a few extra weeks of personal use or additional rental income before the lifts close. But, and I want you to keep this between you and I, the most underrated season is the next one I'm going to talk about, because it's the part many buyers underestimate. You hear people who live here say some version of this all the time. I came for the winters, but I stayed because of the summers. June through September is when Beaver Creek really becomes something different. The lifts run for scenic access to hiking and mountain bike trails, and the Beaver Creek Golf Club adds another way to enjoy the mountains during the day. Evenings often revolve around the village, where you'll find live music, festivals, and performances at the Villar Performing Arts Center. For many owners, summer ends up being just as enjoyable as ski season, sometimes even more so, and especially if you live somewhere that gets terribly hot in the summer, as Beaver Creek average summer temperatures hover around the mid-70s for the highs and the high 40s for the lows. Instead of quick ski weekends, people stay longer, inviting friends and family for extended visits, and that's a big reason why Beaver Creek works so well as a second home market. Fall, quiet beauty, and golden aspens. September and October bring some of the most beautiful scenery of the year. The aspen trees turn bright gold, the trails are quieter, and the pace of the village slows down. For owners who enjoy peaceful trips with fewer crowds, fall can become a favorite time to visit. It's definitely the locals' favorite time of the year. The weather can be as good as the summer, the colors are spectacular, but the trails are relatively empty. And then, just before the holiday, the resort ramps back up with early December and the Birds of Prey race week. But before buying, the next decision matters even more. Where you buy within Beaver Creek. What you can own in Beaver Creek. One of the most common questions buyers ask is what type of properties are available. Beaver Creek offers a mix of village condominiums, slopeside townhomes, luxury single-family homes. There's also a fair amount of duplexes, as well as a couple of condo hotel type situations. Some of the main neighborhoods include areas like Elk Track, the Highlands, Strawberry Park, Arrowhead, and Bachelor Gulch. Nearby Avon can offer more budget-friendly options while still providing the quick access to the resort. If you want something easy to maintain and potentially rent when you're not using it, a 1 to 4 bedroom condo near the village or ski access is often a great fit. Larger condos or townhomes work well for families who spend longer stretches here. And for buyers looking for maximum privacy and space, Beaver Creek offers exceptional single-family homes. The most important step is deciding how you plan to use the property, because personal use and rental goals can lead you forward to very different options. And can you even rent it? Many owners choose to rent their homes when they aren't using them. It's an excellent way to defer some of the carrying costs, HOA dues, taxes, maintenance, and insurance. But it's important to understand how the resort structure works. Beaver Creek operates through the Beaver Creek Resort Company, often referred to as the BCRC. And there's a 2.375% real estate transfer assessment applied when properties change ownership within Beaver Creek. And this is usually split between the buyer and the seller and goes to pay for the security gates and staff, on-demand bus system, and all the beautiful flowers in summer and the lighting in winter. In addition, nearby municipalities such as Avon and Eagle County may have their own short-term rental licensing and tax requirements. Because of these overlapping rules, it's important to understand exactly where your property sits and which regulations apply. If rental income is part of your plan, certain times of year tend to see the strongest demand. Those typically include Christmas and New Year's weeks, President Week, spring break in March, the early December Birds of Prey race week, and summer holiday periods. Shoulder seasons like late spring and late fall can be quieter. However, occupancy and nightly rates can vary significantly depending on the specific building, updates, and how the property is marketed. My recommendation is to err on the conservative side when renting rental numbers. To defer carrying cost, the last thing you want to do is to budget for a high level of rental income only to be shortchanged by low snow totals. We are, after all, snow farmers, and snow makes this valley run, and they also run up occupancy rates. Property management options. Most Beaver Creek owners prefer a hands-off approach to rentals. That's where property management companies can come in. Full-service programs can handle things like marketing and reservations, guest services, cleaning and maintenance, tax and assessment payments, and overall property care. In the Bell Valley, full-service management programs often range between 20 and 40% of gross rental revenue, depending on the services included. More limited listing or marketing services may start closer to about 10%, but that's rare. Before choosing a program, it's always helpful to review sample, profit, and loss statements and understand the full picture of expected expenses and income. Costs to plan for. Beyond the purchase price, owners should plan for several ongoing costs. These typically include HOA dues and Beaver Creek Resort Company assessments, property management fees if you rent the property, seasonal maintenance like snow removal, winterization, insurance for second homes or rental properties. The Bell Valley also offers strong infrastructure for everyday life. Healthcare is available through Vail Health and the world-famous Stedman Clinic. Schools are part of the Eagle County School District, and Eagle County Regional Airport is typically about 25 to 30 minutes from Beaver Creek. a smart path to buying. If you're thinking about buying in Beaver Creek, a clear process can make the decision much easier. Start by defining how you plan to use the property. Is it primarily a second home, an investment property, or a mix of both? Then focus on the right micro-location within the resort. Compare property types and build a realistic ownership cost model. It's also smart to review rental projections with local property managers and confirm any short-term rental rules that apply to the property you're considering. Take these steps early, and that helps ensure the property fits both your lifestyle and financial goals. Beaver Creek has earned its reputation as one of the premier ski destinations in North America. But what many buyers discover after spending time here is that it is much more than a winter resort. With hiking, golf, trout fishing, music events, and beautiful fall season, it truly becomes a place you can enjoy throughout the entire year. And when you combine that lifestyle with the right property and management plan, Beaver Creek ownership can be both incredibly rewarding and surprisingly practical. So if you're considering buying a home in Beaver Creek and want help exploring the options, feel free to reach out anytime. I'd be happy to help you find the right property and build a plan that fits how you want to use it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.